like most men have to have game and be developed enough to manifest a relationship.
I got all the game.
Y'all don't have no game because here's what happens. You ain't got no game.
You know why I know you don't have no game? Because you never had to try to use it.
No,
bro.
they don't.
See, y'all ain't never experienced it.
If Pat Ewing wasn't in the league, bro, he ain't pulling tens, bro.
How do you know?
I don't. This is my opinion.
If they see a section full of NBA and a section full of regular, who the girls going to?
They're
going to go to the NBA players, most likely.
That's
too obvious, yo. But that's way too obvious, yo. Come on, yo. I've had women jump in my car.
That's not normal. That's
Like,
not normal.
while I'm driving.
That's not normal.
While
I never
he
went through
driving.
that. I never went through that in my life. You ever went through that?
So what's the craziest amount someone stole from you?
$7 million.
Nah,
Hell, when?
Hell no.
What?
Somebody stole $7 million.
million.
I'll be ready to go to war.
I wanted to find him and beat the hell out of him.
God, $7 million.
Like I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, bro.
Welcome to the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard, where we hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. Now, before we get into the show, I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that button down there to the bottom. It might be on your bottom right, bottom left. I don't know what kind of phone you got, but press that button. Because we got a special surprise first for you, Kevin.
I ain't paying
That's
no
not a
attention.
fact.
Surprise for y'all. But before we get into the show, I gotta give a shout out to my co-host. All the way to my right, they call him the DC Snipe. Snipe in the building! Not the DC Snipe.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Not the
DC
DC Snipe. I was just giving y'all a little jokey joke to start off the show.
What's good, man? Let's pod today, man. I'm
Yes,
feeling
sir.
good.
Let's get it. Then we got the #1 pick from the 1995 draft. Ooh, I was just 10 years old. Like, ooh.
You know he called you old, though. He called you old. I ain't gonna hold
You see my face, right?
He called you old.
Hey, you see my face, right?
But this is not your average Joe.
Yes,
and
sir.
I ain't talking about the singer. Y'all give it up for Joe Smith.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all?
And also we got, y'all know him. He's the relationship guru. He's the Dalai Lama of the polygamy. That's just a joke. Again, give it up for Kevin Wesley.
Pleasure to be here, man. It's about to be on.
Got a great episode for y'all today, man. But before we get into that, we're going to go with the quote of the day. All of us have to deal with this. More money, more problems. That's the quote of the day.
I like that.
I
You
like,
like
that.
that? More money, more problems?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yep, that's perfect.
Whew. Since you was the #1 pick, I'm going to let you talk about that first because that's a lot. More money, more problems. How did you have to deal with that coming into the NBA?
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, too, because you was #1 pick. But, you know, first of all, you got to adjust your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You go from myself, I was just a sophomore in college when I left, 19 years old when I got drafted. And, you know, really not familiar with having $10 in my pocket at the time in college. You know what I'm saying? You go from that to being drafted overnight, and then you're able to do a little bit more, do a lot more. But just being able to transfer, just from financial wise, being able to understand and try and learn as much as I can about finances at that age was something that it was new. You know, because all we did was focus on basketball.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a kid, all we did was focus on basketball. And so when you get drafted, that's probably one of the first things you have to try to refocus or focus on, getting your focus on. And then the game. You got a huge target on your back as a #1 pick.
Yeah.
And you know, every team you play against, cats from the same draft class, cats from the draft before, you know, you got a target on your back, and they want you to prove that you deserve to be that #1 pick.
I definitely
So, you know, and I was 10 years before you, as you just stated. So, you know, I had guys like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon, You know, all those veteran guys.
A lot of fouls.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just heard a lot of fouls. That's all. About 30
That I had to
fouls.
coach, you know what I mean? That, you know, that I had to kind of get used to playing up against, you know what I'm saying, in that man's world. But I mean, it was a good transition, but it took a minute to get used to.
And so you started out playing against Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Charles,
that's
Dennis
him
Rodman
first
in
alone. That's
Chicago.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how was that? You know, that experience, just being 19 and you seeing what they call it, a round mound of rebound. Like, how was that?
I mean, that's crazy because that was actually our first game. My very first NBA game.
Not preseason. That was like actual
No,
game.
that was the actual game. It was ring night. Houston had won the championship, you know what I'm saying, the year before.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it was ring night in Houston. So, you know, they getting their rings. They got the banner going up. And, you know, this is my first night. I'm over there, like, eyes like this big. But it's, yeah, so, I mean, and you know, we tip off. That's when I first got my welcome to the NBA moment. I jump ball against Hakeem.
Oh, that's tough.
And yeah, jump ball go up. I'm thinking I'm about to out jump him. You know, I'm young, athletic. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to out jump him. He shot me with a bow right to my nose right before he
On the
jumped.
tip-off?
On the tip off.
On the
bro.
tip off?
How you
Tip
know the
off.
ref is right? The ref can't be no closer
Go
to you
right
with
to
the
my
tip
nose, bro. Man, my eyes was worried. I couldn't see for about the first 10 minutes of the game.
That's
bro.
a smart
Hey, yo, it is.
Nah,
It is.
that's Yo, the
It
nice
is.
smile,
It
bro.
is.
Yo, what
It
is
throw-
wrong
it
with
throw-
you?
Jump.
It
That's
throws
what
you
he
off
did
and
to people. That's why they call him Dream.
He
Have
puts
him
his-
daydreaming.
Elbow.
Yeah.
Now they dreaming the whole game. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so I got my first welcome to the NBA moment from Hakeem Olajuwon.
The ref can't be no closer than a jump
He
ball.
right
He
there.
right there, bro. How you get
Right
away with
there.
it?
So what did he, like, did you say something to the ref? He was like, man, whatever, keep playing?
Yeah, the reference was like, play on. Play on. I'm walking
He a
running
rookie,
down.
probably ain't got
Yeah,
no
I'm
stripes.
a rook,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
ain't got no
he
stripes.
can't-
Yeah, I'm a
yeah,
rook,
yeah,
I ain't got
yeah.
no stripes. They just coming off, you know what I'm saying, 2 championships in a row.
He got that.
Yeah.
He got that.
He
for
got
sure.
that, so I, you know what I'm
And
saying?
you
So,
in Houston? Yeah, he got
in
that.
Houston,
Yeah,
ring night.
He got that.
So
That's
yeah, that
crazy.
was
That is. That's crazy.
So you go from Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq was Shaq in the league by
Shaq
then?
was in the league.
He
Yep.
was in the league.
Shaq was in the league.
Like, who are the top, like, centers and power forwards you had to come out playing?
Karl Malone,
Oh, my God.
Sean Kemp.
Oh, my God.
You got to remember, this is back when, like, bigs actually dominated.
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
That's what
It was
I'm
like-
saying, dominated
Like, oh
area,
my
right?
God.
Like throughout my early in my career, bro, it was like power forwards and centers.
Yeah.
That dominated
They
the league.
dominated the league
You know
at that
what I'm
time.
saying? So
Sean Kemp, like, this one, he was
Rain Man.
Seattle.
This one he was Rain Man, bro.
How hard was it guarding Karl Malone? Because they make it seem like he was just getting post-fed by John Stockton, really wasn't able to, like, get it
Like
on
their
his own.
execution was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Like it was he did get a lot off of pick and rolls
Yep.
and, you know, feeds off Stockton, but
Yeah.
it's just their execution, man. And even, you know, when he did get the ball on a post, you know, for a post move, I mean, he just had a nice touch where he was
Yeah.
able to, you know, get that shot off and score at any time. But those two had a chemistry that was like that I've never seen
was
even
crazy.
to this day. Yeah, even to this day.
Like, that pick and roll was
The
real.
pick and roll was
really nice.
Like, it didn't matter how you played it.
Yeah.
Like
For real?
it's almost like you play with Brian. You know how
Yeah.
he see every defense and he knows, you know, before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they was with the pick and roll.
That's tough.
Like if you jump out the trap, he already know what he's gonna do. If
So
you
who was the strongest?
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp?
Sean
He
Kemp.
look
He
at
was the
Sean Kemp,
strongest?
bro.
Sean Kemp was the strongest.
For real?
Yep, that's what I like. When people asked me, they were like, "Who's the toughest?" I was like, "Sean Kemp."
Yeah.
He was the strongest, most athletic guy that I seen at that time
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
He doing that with them heavy Reeboks on. He got to be strong, bro. Them Reeboks was 40 pounds a piece. They had to be, bro.
and we saw him 4
He
times
doing
a
all-
year. I was with the Warriors, so
on,
we saw
my
him 4 times
God.
a year, though. So
So you was there with Latrell Sprewell.
yeah.
That's not fucking.
I'm sorry for bringing it up so early, but yeah, he went right to
You was on that
it.
team.
Oh, man.
Bro, what happened, bro?
That's good. That's good. What happened?
Somebody getting choked out with 2 hands, bro. Do you know how
He two-hand
It
choked.
was-
a 2-hand choke is crazy?
Yeah. It
Dang.
was a lot of stuff that led up to that. Like,
I can imagine.
Yeah, right.
it had to be.
It wasn't like a substitution.
Nah, it just wasn't like it was like a lot of stuff that led up to that. He like Spree, like that's the start of that year. Actually, Spree and I was behind Jordan and Pippen as far as the top 2 tandem in the league.
Wow.
That's how we was balling,
Slight
bro.
flex,
so,
right? That's a slight flex.
That's
That's
slight. That's tough.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can flex that again. Say it loud. Say it loud for the people in the back.
Yeah, me and Miss Spree, we was behind Mike and Pip, you know what I'm saying, for the top 2 tandem, for the top tandem in the league. But Spree was balling, man. And PJ had just gotten there. And I guess his intention was to go at our leader, or who we thought, kind of tame the leader, and I can control the rest of the flock or something like that.
Right.
So every day in practice, he on him, we going hard. Like Spree was one of them dudes, dog. I swear, he never took a day off. Went hard every possession in practice. Drills went hard. So it was really no reason for him to be on him like that. And one day just couldn't take it no more.
It's like a build-up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a build-up. It was weeks and weeks, you know what I'm saying? So one day, he just couldn't take it no more, and PJ came out wrong, and then he got too close. He came out the mouth wrong, and then he got too close to him, and that's when I realized how much of a business this game was.
Yeah.
This game was, because like from the investigation process to the suspension that they gave Spree to how everything went down, that's when I really realized that this ain't no sport no more.
And it wasn't the same for Spree after that.
No.
Did
He went to New York. They went to New York. They went to the finals.
Okay.
They went to the finals, but still, he still had that over his
stigma,
head. Yeah, stigma over his head.
He had another type target.
Yeah.
From the number one target is like, man.
What's the craziest thing you seen in the locker room, bro?
The craziest thing?
Or like on the team. He seen some crazy things. What
I had
you
an
seen?
old school player on my team too, Stacey Ogden.
Stacey,
So Stacey crazy.
Yeah,
and I
buddy.
just remember this reporter said something crazy to Steve Francis. And Stacey was just over there putting his lotion on, minding his business. You know what I'm saying? He just chilling. Then a reporter said something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Hey, what the hell wrong with you?" And took the lotion bottle and threw it at him. Bam!
Nah, that's crazy.
And this in the locker room. So I'm 18 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is what the NBA is? Oh, my God.
Johnson flying across the
Man,
locker room.
I'm talking about it was lotion everywhere. He threw it and knocked. I'm talking about it was crazy. I'm like, man, I ain't fooling with Stacey.
And it's crazy you said that, because that was the same thought that I had. I was like, damn, this is what the NBA is? This could be crazy.
I'm telling you
I
that
had
when
that
you
same thought.
I know when I first came in, my high school experience, I'm like, at every game we hype.
Right.
Guys is jumping up before the game,
Right.
doing all that stuff. But when you in the league, I first got in, everybody was just quiet before the game.
Before the game,
And I'm
yep.
trying to hype them up.
Yeah.
Like, young fella, sit your look.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
That's how it was with me too, and and I had a lot of veterans when I had quite a few. I played Chris Mullin was one of my vets, Tim Hardaway alongside Spreewell, and so they've been through
a lot.
You know what I'm saying? 82 game season. They really helped me figure out how to pace myself.
Yeah,
and that was
that's
one way to pace myself, was to kind of calm myself down. They like, you can't do that 82 games, yo fella.
Was you mad if y'all didn't win? You was pissed.
Oh yeah,
off?
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I was hot, and the veterans they pulled me to the side. You can't be like that every game, because it's a long season. If you like that, you're gonna drain yourself out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's so true, man.
Yeah,
that's so true, because I know my first season, I was so mad when we lost, like to the point where I'm crying after the games, and I'm like, man,
here.
I don't want to lose, man. I hate losing. They're like, young fella, we got another game in 2 days.
2 days or the next
What is
night.
you crying about?
You was just
And I'm like,
dominating,
man,
though. In high school, you didn't lose a game in about probably like 2 years.
that's
probably what it was.
That's what
That's what
game
it is,
you lost
though.
for 2 years.
Ain't nobody want to lose. You thinking like, man, if I lose, we just gonna be a sorry team.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like you don't want to lose no games, but then they make you realize you can't. You gotta stay level headed.
Yeah, you gotta stay
You
even
gotta
keel.
stay even keel.
Even
No
keel.
matter
Is that what the Pistons got to do?
The Pistons?
Yeah.
Pistons got to make some changes.
They can't get tired of losing. I know they tired.
I know they're tired of losing, but I think that they just so young right now, and they don't really. I don't know how the locker room is, but I feel like they might need some veterans just to kind of like. I'm not in the locker room, so I can't really say too much about what they going through. But it's just like, man, that's a lot of losing.
I mean, people take that for granted, having a vet or two on your team.
Yeah, you need that.
I mean, you need that, exactly. Somebody that's going to bring the guys together. Somebody, when things get tough, like 28 in a row, man.
That's
come on,
a
you
lot.
need somebody on that
Yeah.
locker. The coach can't do it.
The coach,
you need somebody on that team that's going to
always be the players.
Exactly.
I think the players have to
Police
really
themselves.
Yep.
police themselves.
Yeah.
But it's hard though because they got a lot of young guys. And
Everybody
it's
young.
It's a different era of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like, what do you do? I really hated seeing them go through that phase, but then they end up getting a win.
Right.
And I know that kind of like eased everybody's minds for a little bit. But they do need some type of presence in the locker room,
That's real
in
talk.
that facility, just to really show the young guys like, hey, we got to be professional.
Yeah.
28 losses in a row is
Yep.
not professional.
Right.
That's not. No, it's not. Like,
not.
no offense
Nah,
to
they
none
not.
of these players, but
Yeah.
that's not professional. Like, we are professional athletes.
Yeah.
Like, you got to take that to heart. Like, this is not happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, I didn't too much. I didn't like that.
And like when you got a young squad like that, if you don't have the vets, they'll just quit.
Yeah.
And they'll quit right now when you still got 50 games left. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you don't want. That's why you need that veteran. There was a time, man, where it was almost mandatory for teams. You know, they was looking for veterans to bring on to kind of help out in the locker room. And, you know, that's like you say, times have changed now where everybody just want to get as young as possible.
Yeah.
And not want to pay that vet $1 million or $2 million, whatever it is.
I think a lot of the vets we kind of messed some of that stuff up too by not doing like exactly what we need to do as vets.
Right.
To be that example for the younger
For
guys.
the youngers,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
So I think, you know, and then once you have vets, if the vet is played like, let's say, a team is looking at like a Carmelo Anthony. They like,
Right.
man, Melo gonna want to play too. He not
Exactly.
gonna just
Yep. He gonna just want to sit on the bench. Yep.
and, you know, mentor young
Right.
guys because he like, man, I can still hoop.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of real. That's a real. It's like a fine line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To pick what kind of vet can go with a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. That's really tough. I know we done went far ahead into the league, but let's go all the way back. Like,
Let's do it.
Before you got to the league and you was in college, like how was that? Because I never went to college.
Right.
I don't know what none of that's about. I don't know anything about college. Like, how was that experience? And did playing in college for the time you played, did that kind of help you before you got to the NBA?
Oh, yeah. College was probably one of the best experiences I had, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just going through the recruiting process and, you know, having the coaches come to your house and, you know, tell you what you might mean to their program and things like that. I mean, you know, as a young player, you know, that means a lot. And but when I got to college, man, I really wasn't one of the – I don't even think I was top 150 in the country, basketball players across the country.
You was unrecruited in high school. I mean, you was like unranked in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And Maryland was a big school at the time.
yeah.
So how did that even happen? How did you even get that look?
I always wanted to play in the ACC, and Maryland, they was like one of the first ACC schools to come see me play in high school. Yeah, so I used to see them in the stands all the time, and even before I chose Maryland, all my schools was Virginia, Maryland, Wake Forest, Florida State, and Georgia Tech, because I always wanted to play in the ACC. So when I got to Maryland, man, I just went at it.
I mean, you averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds in College Player of the Year. So, like, you was really out there going crazy.
You know, the thing is, like, before that, my freshman year at Maryland, they had us picked at the bottom of the ACC.
That probably
you
y'all-
That
you already
pissed me
know.
like you say, coming from high school where you rarely lose, man. That's something that, you know, you don't want to hear. So when we came down, we was in our media day for the ACC was in North Carolina. So we're in North Carolina. I'm representing myself and Keith Booth. We represent Maryland, and each team has their guys representing their schools. And we just was walking around there. They was like, "Who is this tall, skinny kid?" You know what I'm saying? What he gonna be able to do? He's too small. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing in the ACC to help Maryland, become a good program. We got them last. They're gonna be last. Right after that, I went back to Maryland. We chopped it up as a unit. We went straight to work, bro. Like the off-season workout, like I worked. That was the hardest workout I ever put myself through. Wow. Like my body, everything, bro. And I was like, we ain't going out like that. So that year we went on. We ended up, I want to say, second or third in the ACC, and then we lost in the Sweet 16 in Michigan.
Speaking of ACC teams, though, you beat Duke with a game winner, 94-92. Talk about that game, bro. That Duke fan base is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if you probably still getting Duke hate mail right now. They don't play about them L's, man.
That was actually one of my most favorite games.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, because we went down to Duke. Actually, our head coach had pneumonia, so he missed that game. And Gary Williams, he was in the hospital. He missed that game, so we was being coached by our assistant. He had never coached us before. He was in the locker room before the game. He's sweating. He's nervous. I just went up to him. I was like, "Coach, I got you, Coach."
That's tough.
I got you.
That's tough. They go out there. That's crazy.
Go out there.
We went out and ended up with 40 and 20. And
that's
like you said,
tough stat line. He just said it like it was.
Yeah.
40 and 20.
I told my coach I got him one time with 0 for 11. 0 for 11. It was a rough night. They double teamed the whole game.
Like I say, man, we was undersized, and everybody thought Duke had like 3, 4, 7-footers on the squad at the time, and I'm the center for Maryland, so they always thought that that they can just pound us inside and take advantage of us, but. So when we went down to Duke, man, that was just something, man. I was like, I was like, man, we got to make this work. We got to win down here because it was actually it was a game for us to move up in the ACC as well. So I think like I said, we was like 4th at the time, and we had to win that game to move up, and it was a fun game to be a part of.
How was the college like? The atmosphere at the games, because the NBA atmosphere is the playoffs is when it get real crazy. But how was that college? With the student section and all that stuff. How was that?
Ours was crazy. It's so crazy. Like speaking of that game, when we got back, we flew back to campus that night. Everybody's outside.
That's love.
Outside. You can't get somebody like me that outside. Hey, boy, I'm tell you something right now. If I hop off the flight,
everybody was outside. They used to sleep outside like days before.
I would have been one of the ones that stayed for 4 years, bro. Especially now they got NIL. What I'm leaving for, man?
You would have stayed for 4 years. You got a chance to
If it's like that, it ain't like that in the league, though, is it though? Is it like that in the league?
No,
it's not like that. But in the playoffs, when your team is real good, and you get close to the finals, they got fans meeting at the plane. But you would stay for 4 years if you got a chance to go to the L?
NIL, though. I'm not talking like back then, probably not. That's cap. Because you got to get paid, right? NIL, though, like, for example, I think they offered like Marvin Harrison Jr. $20 million to play one more year for Ohio State. They said that's what he can get NIL. That's the receiver for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's not making that in the league.
How much is school making?
It's Old State.
No,
I'm just saying that they got enough to give him 20.
Like I heard, I be listening to some of these.
By the way, that number, that's what I seen online. That could be a little cap. It could be more or less, but you know what I'm saying? That 20.
Them numbers up there though.
I know.
Like for offensive linemen, for any like good offensive linemen, good defensive linemen, like them numbers is up there with them NIL.
So you wouldn't stay in college for extra 20 M's? Come on, bro. I'll be there 4 years, 4, 5 years.
But I don't know. Right now, the NBA contracts, they giving out $230 million.
You ain't getting that your rookie year, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go play baseball and try to get 700 like the Japanese do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They got him 700 M's.
700 M's is crazy.
For throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
$700?
Yeah.
700 M's.
And he makes so much bread, he set the contract up to where he don't get it until like 7 years from now.
Later on, yeah.
Why?
Because he getting too much cheese in other places.
That and he wanted them to be able to sign some other players
Great
to help
guy.
them win right now.
He's
Yeah.
a great guy, but he got 700 M's. Man, get on out here, bro. 700. Man, that's a, oh my God.
To bring it back to you though, man, of course we know you was the number 1 pick in the 1995 draft, but for people to know who was in that draft, man, KG, Rasheed Wallace, Jerry Stackhouse, you went over all these guys. So that kind of shows how much you dominated the college atmosphere. What was it like on that draft day experience for you?
Our draft was nuts. We had some fools on our draft, but our draft was nuts. It was actually in Toronto.
So you had to get a passport.
Yeah.
You didn't have one, did you?
I didn't have one.
Yep,
no.
I'm already knowing.
I had to give me a passport to go to the draft. But it was actually the Raptors' first year too.
Wow, that's tough.
Oh, that's
probably
Yeah,
why
the
they did
Raptors'
that.
first year,
yeah.
so they had it in Toronto for them,
tough.
dedication to the Raptors. And it was my first time out the country, and the experience was fun, man. We got up there. I hung around a couple of the guys, Rasheed and them guys,
Yep.
'cause from being in Carolina. We worked out together going before the draft up in D.C., Maryland area. So we all knew each other and were familiar with each other. So once we got up there, man, it was just like being around, friends and family. And draft night, nobody knew who was gonna be number 1. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, because it could have went to anybody. Could have went myself. McDyess was number 2. You didn't mention.
Antonio McDyess.
Yeah, Antonio
as well.
McDyess
Don't
was
talk
number 2.
about him a lot
Yeah,
either.
exactly. So it could have went. Our draft was up, a toss-up, really.
Really, in the draft after that '96 draft, a lot of people say
Another
that's the best
toss-up.
draft of all time.
Right.
I don't know if it's true or not, because I like that 2003 draft. It's a lot of good drafts out there. What
It
would
is.
you say the best draft of all time? Don't be biased, bro.
The best
Don't
draft
be
of
biased,
all
bro.
time. 04, man. When I got drafted,
you
what
gotta
you
be
talking
biased,
about?
bro. 04 the best draft.
04 the best
Who's in the
draft,
draft?
man.
Bro? Talk to him. Let him know. Talk heavy.
We got me, Emeka Okafor. We got Josh Smith. We got, man.
See, look, he done. See,
Hold
look,
up,
he
Sean
done.
Livingston.
Sean was tough.
We had so many people, man.
I don't know if that's tougher than '96, 2003.
But see,
bro.
'96 they just got
Who was
had
in
old
03?
status.
Bron,
Oh, okay.
Melo, D Wade,
Gotcha.
Bosh, everybody was in that one.
Yeah,
That one was crazy.
I'm still going 04.
Then '96, of course, Kobe,
AI.
Ray, Steve, AI. That one
Yeah.
was insane, bro.
That was.
That one was great. 04 was tough though. Dwight, you my man. So
I'm
04 was
still
tough.
go with my class, and I'm going to 1995 draft.
So
too.
2004. So that's great. Nah, that's all right.
Salute.
Where do you rank your draft class in the rest of the class? You think it was like one of the ages or top heavy?
I think we had a tough draft class.
Yeah.
I think top 5 at least.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Because we got some Hall of Famers in that draft class.
KG. I mean, think of KG, man. I mean,
Right. She,
Antonio
Lee
McDyess.
Nice, Jerry Stackhouse.
People forget how nice Stack was.
Damon Stout
Yes.
started my.
had
Yeah.
bounce. So, since you were that number 1 pick and you had that target on you for basketball,
Right.
I feel like that target that you had off the court might have been way bigger than probably on the court.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where all the things that come along with being the number 1 pick and everybody got all their eyes on you. It's like overnight success.
Right.
Even if you have a successful high school or college career, now you go from everybody in the nation knowing you to everybody in the world knowing who you are. So how that transition from being that person, man, how was that? How was that?
I mean, it was tough. It was actually more tough on the court because my first year when I got drafted, I brought my mom out there with me, so she can kind of filter things out. You know what I'm saying? Help me get things done off the court where I ain't really gotta stress too much as far as what I need to do off the court. She kind of kept people at bay, certain folks at bay, and just allowed me to focus on the game. So that part was easy my rookie year. But when she left, that's
What happened? What you think happened?
Man went crazy. Man went crazy.
Can you blame him though?
But when she
At that point, she was like, what, 20?
I was 20 when, yep.
My question is, how do you know who to trust, right? Because people know who you are. You're known worldwide. I'm sure you got friends, family, women, and they all after you. Don't know if they with you for who you are or what you have.
And you really don't.
Right.
You really don't know who to trust. And that's the thing about it, because some folks' mouthpiece game is, you know what I'm saying, is crazy.
Right.
You be like, oh, damn, really? Oh, what? Oh, okay, what? All right, what? Let's roll.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the crazy thing you think you ever got hit with? Like something you found out later, like, damn, she was lying? Because I can only imagine what people would say or do to get next to you, bro.
Right.
They see them, they see them zeros. I was reading something, man. Aaron Gordon said he was on a date with a girl, talking to a girl, and on her phone she Googled Aaron Gordon's net worth. Like, he seen it. That's insane, bro.
You never know.
You never
They all
know.
come genuine, but they be very
It's like,
deceitful.
anything ever happened to you?
It used to be like that
because
because they used to put ours in the USA Today. I don't know if they still make USA Today, but they used to put ours in the USA Today.
So they said they had an internet back then.
It was
That's
no
crazy.
internet, but
Shout
it's
out
on
Mookie.
the USA Today.
Shout out Movie, man.
Hey, yeah.
So you had to have
They're in the papers though.
They was
so
really
Yeah.
finessing because like
in the
Exactly.
headlines.
the girls
You
who
in the
finessing now
papers?
can't even read. So they they was with it back then.
And all they do is
Let's
play
keep it a bean.
basketball,
Let's
so
keep
they
it a
can't
bean.
spot red
Come
flags
on,
for
bro.
shit.
You had to go niggas
Right,
that
y'all
actually
ain't got no
read.
social skills. All y'all do is play ball. So here these women coming
Come on, bro.
in your face trying to throw it at you. How you know what to do?
I can't
Because
even
I
lie.
mean, you
I
mentioned
can
getting
see
drafted
part
in
of
the
that.
league. It's got a
Right.
lot of obstacles, right? That you
Yeah.
face in the league. You mentioned about having vets who can help guide the guys
No
along.
question.
What would you say to young men coming up? How can they, stay clear of people, women, friends who will sit there and use them, lie on them? You know what they do.
That's so tough what to say because, like, people scheme so good. Like,
They really
Like
do.
it's serious.
like they
It's
sit,
an art
A lot
to
of athletes never make it pro due to lies and propaganda things
Yep.
that just people that were around.
So what do you think, like, did college prepare you for that level of, like...
To a certain extent. I mean, because like you said, college, we still pretty much local.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We go here and there and play, but we right back, to the campus. So everything is pretty much local. But when you get drafted, it's worldwide. You know what I'm saying? We traveling all over the place. We might have a game, preseason game overseas somewhere, and then come back here, have games, around the country. But it's a big difference when comparing those two like that, because the league, you know what I'm saying, is a lot more notoriety. You know what I'm saying? You're getting noticed a lot more because of the fact that you're in the NBA, because of the fact as a number one pick, your name is broadcast. I mean, your face is plastered here. Your name is all over the place here. So you get more attention, and that draws more.
and who can you talk to?
Man.
It's a song. Who can you run to?
Boy.
When I need
You
love.
touched it right there.
Man, I'm telling you,
that
woo.
happens before. Like you didn't know who to talk to at the time.
I still don't.
I agree with him.
What you mean?
That shit hit my soul.
Because it's like,
That shit hit my soul.
You asked the question, you said, how do you know who to trust? And it's like, you can't trust nobody.
Really?
You got to go off.
Can you
pattern.
live a
gotta
life
pay
like that,
attention
though?
to
Like,
everything.
But see, you saying
Nobody?
pay attention to patterns. Our pattern, we so when you're playing, you so locked in on your mission, your job.
Right.
So you know your routine every day. You got to get up, you working out, you doing whatever you doing. Then if it's a game day, you up, you going to field. Then you going to shoot around. Then you resting for the game.
Yep.
Then you get on the bus, you go to the game. Then after the game, you going to another city, and you might do it all again, or you might get a day off. So you got a certain routine. You're not really having that opportunity to be like, let me really sit down and see what this person about.
Right.
Because when
Right.
they first talk to you,
Yeah.
your whole mindset is, dang, they really sound
Yeah.
genuine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They really sound like
Yeah.
good. Like, and you could be fooled by so many people. And I know I have missed the mark with so many people.
So
'cause
have I.
I trusted them right off rip because I'm thinking they're going to be like me. So I grew up in a small situation, and we were surrounded by what we would say love and
Right.
genuine
Yeah.
people. But then now we out with the wolves.
Yeah.
We out with the wolves.
Sometimes even those genuine people can lose sight of what real love is when you become something. So
yeah.
And so
No
it's
question.
so tough to know. It's so tough to know who to trust, who to talk to. And then now you stuck in this world where I know there's a lot of players and even entertainers and celebrities who lose their minds because you have witnessed so much. It's like you don't know who to talk to. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to confide in. You don't know who you could cry to. All these different things that happen throughout your career, and we've been blessed to play for a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now we dealing with this for a long period of time, and the longer we play, it's like the more your heart could get hardened towards so many people and so many things, because you done witnessed so much and you done went through. People like, dang, how you go from this friend to having a new friend? And you like, well, I mean, it was my friend, but then they turned on me. Now I gotta get a new friend.
And that's gotta hurt. Seeing
really
old friends from the past just tell lies or whatever just to be connected to you in the future.
You have to have you gotta be strong mentally to be like, I gotta move forward. And then, but you don't want to be that way because it's like you treating everything like how you would treat the game. It's just like, think about when we came in, we didn't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? So in our minds, every game we lost, we crying, we're mad, we're sad. And so now we got to take that same mentality with people. You know what I'm saying? That's tough to take the same mentality of losing or winning the game to the same attitude that you got to have with the people that, you know, the woman that you've been with for a year, you have to let her go and basically turn her off in your mind, and she still love you, whatever it may be, but you done moved on. That's tough.
Absolutely.
So and that's how people always ask me how, because like at times, like if you wrong me, I can let you go easy.
Right.
And people always ask that, how am I able to do that? And that just breaks it down right there. I mean, we go through so much. Like we have a mentality out there on the floor that even if it ain't our fault, we'll be like, my bad. I should have been there. I should have been there. That was my fault. And we take that out into the public, and people can see that, and sometimes they'll take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They'll look at it and try and take advantage of that and be like, oh, okay, he's the type of person that's going to, he's open for a lot, he's open-minded for a lot of things. So if I can feed them this and this and this.
That's crazy. Like, it's like they watching film like y'all watching film.
Pretty much.
That's
pretty much. That's why I said it's an art to it, and they know how they mastered it, and they know how to.
Let me ask y'all this though. Y'all both played in the league, and I know like when you get drafted, I don't know if this was when you was drafted, but
man, y'all gonna stop making me.
No, it's not. Because you know they change things though. You know what I'm saying? They change a lot of things. And I don't know if it was in play when you got drafted, but don't they talk about these situations, women to avoid, you know, how to avoid, you know, friends to people. Is that effective?
Everybody could say something, but
I was about to ask,
you got to experience it.
Yeah.
If you ain't never experienced it, you won't know.
Especially you know young, you just
so those classes just be like really a waste of time.
Think about this. He came.
It's not really a waste of time.
19.
Yeah.
I came in at 18. We ain't seen all these tricks and schemes and everything that's going on.
You're very trusting.
We trust them because that's the type of people we are.
Yeah.
And so now we dealing with, like I said, wolves, the people that come in sheep's clothing. They come like they real nice, and real sweet,
turn crazy.
And then you won't know it until they got you in their trap. And then now it's too late. You know
I noticed that a lot with, like, especially athletes with star potential. You probably y'all was good for a long time, so you always had obviously women looking at you. Most men have to try. Like most men have to have game and be developed enough to manifest a relationship.
I got all the game.
Y'all don't have no game because here's what happens.
You
ain't got no game.
You know why I know you don't have no game? Because you never had to try to use it.
No,
bro.
They don't.
Me and you know.
Right.
We
so women throw themselves at them, so they never have to work for it.
We ain't coming in.
And then they practice all the time, so they don't know how to vet either.
Man, y'all ain't got
y'all
no
ain't
game,
never
bro.
experienced it.
Man, y'all ain't got no.
Yeah, that's
Big
what
cat,
it is.
listen.
We know, bro.
Right, they come to y'all telling y'all whatever you want to hear so they can get with you, and that's why y'all don't know who they are.
Or even if you telling the truth, right? We gonna play possibilities, right? Okay. You go 10 places. now you won't need game. Even if the one you do, we need game at least 8 out of 10 places. Game? Yeah. Game is just knowing how to conduct yourself, how to talk to a woman.
Hold up. So that ain't right.
Because
y'all basically saying we don't know how to conduct ourselves.
Nah, I'll tell you what game is.
Okay.
Game is a man's ability to let a woman know he's into her.
Bet.
Getting straight to the point. Don't lie about it.
We got to do that.
They come to y'all. Y'all don't have to do that. They come to y'all.
You said it the best. Oh, y'all got a game here. Practice it. Y'all ain't got time to work on that.
Y'all
Man.
both got different games. One of y'all got the games trying to get the girl. The other's trying to see how to avoid the bullshit from the girl.
So it's two different types of games and two different perspectives.
Y'all don't have to overcome objectives, man. Y'all see women, y'all step to them.
That's not true at all.
The only objective they're trying to overcome
That's from the outside.
It's because y'all short. It's not because they're
Earlier you said something. You said that they all say what you want to hear. It's hard to really tell who they are.
Yes.
We don't go through that. They don't say what we want to hear.
Okay,
you understand?
It's just still,
we got to say what they want to hear.
Your fact. We playing that game.
I don't believe that.
But
See, that's because y'all don't know no better. Y'all think everybody living like
You've
y'all.
been Dwight your whole life, bro.
Right. He has no
You've been Joe your whole life.
Nah.
So you gonna get
Let us
women who
tell
just
you,
want to be around
bro.
you.
We your
because of
dog.
who you
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm telling you.
But how do you know I don't have no game?
All right, bro. Look.
How do you know I don't know how to articulate my feelings?
Because I'm gonna put it like this, right? I'm gonna put it like this. You get good at something by doing it over and over. You became a good basketball player by doing it over and over. Repetition is the key to getting good at something. You don't use it, and if you don't use it, you lose it. You don't have to use that.
How do you know?
Well, I never been around, but I'm just saying
That's
though.
what I'm saying. That is an assumption to say that
You were the most branded basketball player at one point in time in the entire league.
They're fishing in water and don't know they swimming. I'm telling you.
Every brand.
You don't know you're swimming.
I know I'm swimming.
For the people,
I had to use my game, man.
for the people who don't know, at one point in time, Dwight Howard had more brands than any player in the entire league. McDonald's, Gatorade, Fruit Loop. You had a platinum album, man. You don't need no game, bro.
I get what you're saying,
Kevin.
I understand what you're saying. But there is people who do know how to articulate their feelings. And I know I'm not no dummy.
No, for sure. I ain't saying
But
that.
yet you stand in a position not knowing what she truly wants from you, and they all in your face, and they come in droves.
And as I got older, I got more experience and understanding on who and what the signs are, who to talk to and who not to talk to, and that comes with time.
Yep.
So we have to have game too, because we got to see who's really for us. We got to use our game to out-trick them.
Well, see, now you may have learned this skill, but I'm talking fresh out of high school.
Yes, but
I'm
how
talking
was we going to
first-round
learn
draft
that? We learning everything. We learning how.
Right, you wouldn't know.
No, nobody would know because.
Well, we knew because we was macking since
But
high
y'all-
school. Y'all wasn't.
Man, get out of here.
Hey, when y'all playing, while y'all playing, we on the sidelines macking.
So
And we got to
what
get
y'all
them
was
before.
doing-
We got to get them before the buzzer
I
go
get it.
I was in the
I get
game
it.
passing it to you.
I get it.
Coach
I
said
get
pass
it.
Joe the ball.
I know what
We got to
it
work
is,
fast
though.
before the buzzer go off, because then they gonna want them.
Y'all had to lie.
No, we never lie.
Why we gotta be liars though?
lie. You
Y'all had
can't
to
have
lie.
Why we gotta be liars?
Because y'all calling it game.
No,
so
it's
that
game.
mean y'all had to
Game
lie.
don't mean you
That's what a
capping,
game
bro.
is.
That's game.
That's all
Only
cap.
game.
That's all cap. You shouldn't have to use no game to get somebody.
Kev, game
you
you lying,
should be
bro.
able to articulate who you are. They should be able to talk to you and say,
There's
you
some
know what?
fabrication in game.
I enjoy talking to this person. This person got
Okay,
more
okay,
to them besides just playing basketball. So I'm pretty sure out of the people that I've dated in my time of playing professional sports, they have left every conversation saying he is not just a basketball player.
For sure. I would say you was
So
very
it's not
for sure.
game.
Yeah.
It's not game. It's me actually. They get a chance to see who I am away from basketball, and it is hard because you encounter so many unfortunate relationships and situations where you have to learn how to conduct yourself, and you got to know the people that you're talking to.
Yep.
And it can be hard because, like I said, unfortunately, I done had some bad relationships, and so is Joe, so is everyone.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So speaking of unfortunate relationships, right? Do you guys care to go into some of the unfortunate relationships you had surrounding, like, being a number one draft pick during that time? Because you're going from really not having much to now you about to have it. Your life about to change in a moment.
I agree.
So I know you recognize that your life shifts and you got a different caliber of woman coming up to you. You got all this different stuff in your face. So Tell me about some relationships that y'all had during that time. Some unfortunate ones, if you don't mind sharing that, because a lot of young men need to know.
Well, see, when I was young, I think that I was just young. And I'm watching my vets. I'm watching the people that were before me. So now I'm doing what I see them do.
You see them doing.
You know what I'm saying? And they're telling us, hey, 1 is close to 0. If you get what I'm saying. Yep. 1 is close to 0. So you need a plethora of women. And so that could cause so many problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we don't realize it when we're young, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you see, dang, I done, you know, and I wouldn't even say it was the woman's fault. I always look, like he said, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Why is it my bad? Because I didn't have the proper guidance. I didn't have a guide to tell me, hey, Dwight, you're going to confuse all of these women.
But at the same time, you're taking them as being sincere because, you know, you're sincere.
Maybe they were sincere. We don't know. Maybe they weren't sincere. But if I would have known better, if I would have had better guidance, I could have made a better decision on who I would spend my time with and even give my seeds to.
So if you could offer like some advice, because you didn't have the guidance, if you could offer the advice to the young sons coming up now that's looking to go pro and all that stuff, you know, what would you say to them so they could avoid them same mistakes that you may have made?
I would say stay locked in on your destiny, because it's so easy to go left or to the right.
But it's so difficult to avoid women altogether too. So
it's not. It is difficult, but if you are locked in on your destiny, the right person will show up at the right time. But because we live in a microwave society, we want everything now, and our flesh is so weak because we got so much offered to us. If we're able to lock in and focus on, and I know it's hard, it's super hard, because everybody, the women are gonna throw themselves at you. But if you could say, you know what, I gotta focus on me, I gotta focus on my destiny, what I did to get here, the right person will come. But it's hard, man.
Would it be 19. Good advice to suggest that they let the girl meet mama? Like, just say you go old school.
No.
Let her meet your mama and daddy.
You can't do that. Not right off the bat. Not in that position. You can't do that.
I think that's the worst thing.
I mean, if you're going to take her serious, I'm thinking.
No, that's the worst
Yeah,
thing. I think
It's like
that's
the
the worst
proving
thing
grounds
you
first
could
when
do.
you get there. Can't
Because
do
when
that.
you
See,
allow
I'm thinking
them,
the less people she know that's important to you, that's the more
no,
that they
when
may
she
try to ruin you.
when she meet mama, you know what that says in her mind?
I'm
Yeah.
in.
She the one.
Yeah.
She meeting mama.
Yeah.
But mama won't come to you and say, look, I don't trust her. I'm seeing things that maybe you're not
Even
doing.
though
Yes.
mama
See
does
And
that
your
don't mean
father
that's
would do
the
that
same
too.
thoughts that she's got. That's not what she's
She
thinking.
not thinking that. She thinking,
Yeah.
I done met his mama, I'm in.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
but your mama also met her, and now she can help
Yeah,
give you
but
some
your
guidance.
mama's
Oh,
telling
but your
mama's telling-
you that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You see what
Mama
I'm
tells,
saying?
yeah.
So now and then that
So
could
they
put
easily deceive as
that
well.
could put so much confusion. That's why I said, like, it's putting so much confusion between all the parties, because you got somebody meeting mom, you got somebody talking to the family. Now, because of that, they feel like they have made it in. So, like, and these are lessons that we had to go through.
So
you know
now
what I'm
they
saying? Because,
thinking-
like you said, I done let my mom meet people, but it wasn't the right person. So
Yeah.
now she got the whole impression of, I'm the one.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
one. We live in a world where women want security.
Yep.
So they're going to obviously flock to the men that they might feel could give them the most security, whether that be financially or, you know,
Emotionally, wherever they want from, yeah.
But most of the times now, because of the world that we live in, women want financial security.
And that's
So-
exactly why
But-
I'm
but
right.
hold on.
But you can't say that guys don't have game.
But this
or
what I'm
they
saying,
don't know
though.
how to speak to someone, because women are flocking to
Well, game
us.
is also being able to vet too and not see the red flags,
so
and
that
because y'all stay
means
so
that
busy.
since we have experienced it all, we would have a better understanding. But then even so, guess what? For every new level, there is a new devil. It's like a video game. So the higher you go up, the more you rank up in whatever you want to call it, that means that those women have figured out a way to be even more slicker.
But this
than
what
the
me
past.
And that's what I'm
It's
saying.
some dudes in the league right now, right?
We
Keep
agree.
it a bean, but ugly. Got the coldest chick. I know the game didn't get them that, bro.
And they trying to play. They trying to
How
play
many
us.
teammates you see?
And
bro?
it's some
Hold
dudes
on,
that
hold on.
don't. It's
Hold
some
on, hold
ugly
on.
dudes
D.
that live normal
12, hold on,
lives
12.
that got fine girlfriends.
Now, hold on.
That's
how
true.
Many,
Yep.
How many? Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on.
I see it all the
And
time.
you would be like,
How many
man, he
banquets-
lame. How
I
you
see it
get
all the
her?
How
time.
many team banquets you didn't came to, and the ugliest nigga on the team pulled up with a 20 out of 10? What you think she there for, bro?
That's why I said she might be there for financial security.
Right. So
If that same dude was working at Jiffy Lube, I guarantee you,
She'll be on his arm.
This a hell no.
She'll be right on his arm.
Nah,
this is
if that
is
same
like
dude was working at Target, if that same NBA player was working at Target, bruh, he would not have her. If you have game, you would still be able to have that girl.
We're gonna call all of this and shout out to him. BBL love.
Oh, no, that's good.
It ain't real till you feel one.
this is like a dime piece. This is like a dime piece woman. I'm talking about banging woman
If
trying
Pat
to tell
Ewing wasn't in the
a
league,
5
bro,
is hard
he
to
ain't
get
pulling
men.
Tens, bro.
How do you know?
I don't. This is my opinion. It's my opinion, bro. My cousin looked like him and he ain't had no luck yet. That's how.
And that's what I'm saying.
My cousin looked just like we call him Pat.
All right,
the
so
nigga name
now,
is Chris. We call him Pat.
Let's look at it
It's a
this
true
way.
story.
Let's look at
Nigga
it
look
this
just
way.
like Pat Ewing.
What if the
Name Chris,
woman?
we call him
What
Pat.
if the woman is looking at the man like, all right, look, she gonna look at his. She gonna look at his shoes first. She gonna say he got busted shoes on. He got some bad pair of jeans on.
Excuses.
This
Yeah,
is not
man,
an
this is crazy.
excuse.
These are crazy.
Just hear what I'm saying. She's looking at him and saying his appearance is letting me know that he ain't about nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the person who
With
got
the good shoes on.
No,
It just
that
happened to live in a
outfit I'm
mansion.
I just said, okay. So if I'm gonna talk to a female, I'm gonna look at her appearance.
Yeah.
If she got on some,
Vans.
she might
Men
be.
don't
she
choose
might-
women the way women choose men, though.
That's not true. They doing the same thing.
We don't care if they got on Keds or Louis Vuittons. We don't care.
That's probably somebody that you just want to smash. But
I
a
don't care
man,
regardless.
yes, a man that's gonna really want a right woman. He's gonna look at her actions. He's gonna look at
Well,
what she
yeah.
got on. He's gonna see how she walks. He's gonna see what kind of
But she's
car
got to be
she
dressed
drive.
nice. It ain't about the brands with us. We don't care about that. Men
That's
don't care
not
about
true.
That whole
'Cause
outfit
it's
could be
the
from
same
Wet Seal.
thing.
We would not care.
I wouldn't care.
We would
What
not
you mean?
care
You,
at all.
you care about the brand of clothes she wear? Come on, Dwight.
I'm not saying.
We don't care. You could have on some damn. You could have on some leggings and we good. I ain't tripping.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she looks nice. That don't mean she decked out in brands though. She
Every
can
day
be.
is not just brands.
can have
Every
pastries
day
on. We
she
wouldn't
gonna
care if she had
have
pastries on.
she gonna have something about herself.
Right, because she take care of herself. We looking
That's
for
what I'm
that.
saying. So you're going to be looking at her appearance. You're going to see if she's in shape because you're going to be like, okay, she might be lazy. She not working. She not doing what she need to do. That's what I'm saying. You're going to look and see from her appearance, from head to toe, how she got her hair done. Because if she got nappy hair, if she don't take care of her hair, you ain't going to want no woman like that. They got nappy hair and that's dressing all type of ways. You ain't gonna want no woman. You might want somebody to sleep with for a time period.
No, I agree
a
with you.
fling, but you not. But what you're looking at is that. Come on, now you gonna.
No, I agree. But what I'm telling you, it's a well-groomed man out there with nice shoes and pants
They not hearing it, bro.
that work at a warehouse, bro. Everybody.
Let me put
you
it like
can work
this.
a regular job
Look.
and not have a. You can have a
I'll
haircut.
put it
Where
like
they at?
this. Look, check this out.
Where is
It was-
a well-groomed man that's
You can't
dressed
afford a
up
$40
nice
haircut?
every day, and he's working at a warehouse?
It was
No.
me. It was me, nigga. It was me. I worked at a warehouse. I had like 600 pair of shoes. I get a haircut once a week. Like that. It was me. Use me as an example.
So
It was
this
me.
is one.
A warehouse
That's
worker with
one.
600 pair of shoes, your priorities was messed up. They shouldn't have been fucking with you anyway.
The content that I made to once get me out of the warehouse
I'm
was
messing
sneaker
with you.
content. So yeah, but
Okay,
like,
so you're one. You're one.
man, it was other
That's
niggas
one.
like that. Now they priorities
That's
is bad.
one.
See, they wasn't making YouTube content, getting money to get them out the way.
Okay,
Them niggas
so
just have bad
how
priorities.
many of those guys are?
Man, a
doing
haircut
that?
only $40, Dwight.
Okay, but everybody can't pay for haircuts. Everybody not gonna be consistent. So that's what I'm saying. Whether it's a male or a female, when they're looking at something,
So here, hold on. You think somebody would work a normal job cannot look presentable enough to for a woman standing to be like, okay, he got his shit together from just looks.
We all know
his
shit
pants is ironed. He got on nice shoes. He got a nice cut. That can't happen to a regular person. That just works on 9 to 5.
It can happen, but what I'm saying is, if I'm gonna look for a female, I'm going to look at her appearance first. I'm going to see, and then I'm going to see how she carry herself. Because
it's too many beautiful women for y'all to be like, yo, we can't get no beautiful women.
We're not saying we can't. That's
what y'all acting like, though.
No. See, y'all are high value men, right? And we know women like wealthy men. So y'all gonna have women in droves coming to y'all. Well, we're not. Like, okay, like say for me, I turn heads when I'm out. But if I'm with him, I'm invisible.
That's a fact, bro.
They don't even see me, bro.
That's a fact.
Is it just because they play in the NBA? Because me and Dwight and a bunch of our friends done been together, and he done seen regular dudes around. Dwight done seen regular dudes, and we done got the same caliber girls as Dwight.
I mean, don't get me. I'm not about to say I can't get them. I'm saying
that's what I'm saying, bro. They are like,
the problem ain't
if I walk
we
through the
can't
mall,
get no girls, bro.
When we walk through the mall,
that's not what we saying.
And you know this is true.
The only thing we saying is who has to work harder between you and him.
Listen, when we walk through the mall, bro, look.
You would work harder. It depends on the caliber of woman that you're trying to
If
talk
we're in
to.
the airport, they running up to him. That don't happen to me.
I ain't even saying you can't get her, bro. You can get whoever you want. Who got to work harder?
All right, but
do they run up to you when you're not with?
Because we had this argument before.
Can you make a lap
Remember
through the
last
mall
year we
without
going
women
to the
running
club,
up
we
to
had
you?
this argument. They like, if they see a section full of NBA niggas and a section full of regular niggas, who the girls going to?
They're
going to go to the NBA players, most likely. That's too obvious, yo.
But that's way too
obvious, yo. Come on, yo.
No, it's just
y'all got to do something better.
But we're not saying y'all don't have. I swear, we not saying y'all don't have game. I'm just saying just. Due to who y'all are, you just don't have to use it as often.
Listen, man,
you can have it, though. That's what I'm saying. You have it.
I'm not a person that's going to use game. For
sure.
That's why
game is just a terminology that we use for like being able.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't even like that because it's like I'm not going to use anything to talk to a female. I'm going to be Dwight.
Mm-hmm. So Joe, do you even approach women, bro? Or do they just approach you at this point? Like, what go on? From an outsider looking in, let me know. Like, do you the number one pick of the draft, bro. You in 95, bro. Like, do you even have to approach women?
He don't, and that's my point.
What you mean I do?
No. Do you?
If you want.
Okay. He said he do. How many women approach you, though?
This is the point I'm trying to make.
Depends on where I'm go.
No, for sure. You pick a place.
Back in the day.
place.
Was they
back
coming
in
at
the
you like
day?
crazy? Yeah, you the first round draft pick. You just came into the league.
How many women approach you?
Was women coming up to you?
Nah, not like that.
Okay. What about you?
I don't believe you, man.
Yes. Okay. I've had women jump in my car.
That's not normal. That's
like,
not normal. That's not normal.
While he driving.
I never went through that in my life.
That don't mean it ain't normal.
Hold on. Kev, you ever went through that?
Hell no.
You ever went through that?
Yes.
Moo?
I have.
You have?
Yeah. I have.
See?
But he was driving the getaway car. But he was driving the getaway car though.
I was on the bus and they came in a drove.
Oh, man.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Nick. Hey, look. Hey, Tone.
A girl trying to jump in your car to talk to you?
Either that or you was driving the getaway car.
Right. It ain't normal, bro. Ain't nobody hopping in a V to talk to nobody, bro.
I've had that happen.
What car was you driving when that happened?
I was in a BMW 745.
See, I was starting to make sense now, right? With your knees bent up like this?
No,
you could fit?
I had somebody jump in my car. I've had somebody give me the keys to their house with their husband. Right.
Does this happen to ordinary people?
To me.
John Legend. Not this ordinary
I've had
person.
some crazy situations. I've had husbands give me their keys to their house and say, "Here, this is for, come."
With his wife.
My wife.
Yeah, and be happy because an NBA player was with his wife.
Yeah.
This the things, man.
They gotta go find that nigga. He should be arrested.
Because you could be a regular NBA player. He's different. He's successful. He's wealthy, and he's.
But they
famous.
denying it. They denying the facts.
But I'm not denying the stuff that's happening. What I'm saying is, y'all made a statement saying that we don't have the ability to.
We didn't
No, we didn't say that.
Yes, y'all did. Y'all
we
said
you don't have to
game.
use the ability.
But that's not true. There's opportunities where we have used it, and there's a lot of times, like I just mentioned, where it wasn't no need to use it.
So
but
the more you use a skill,
those are the ones that we don't want, huh?
What about talking to other famous women, trying to get other famous rich women?
Yeah.
Now they got to use game for that.
Yeah, but we don't stand a damn chance. See,
That's not true.
what we saying to rich and famous women? What we gonna
Because
say?
I would say this. If you look at the
Can I clean your pool? You know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of times what happened is, whether it be a famous female, she always is dating a regular.
That's what I was just about to
A
say. Who you
regular
think they
man.
date?
You said what?
Who y'all think they date?
They dating a regular person.
Right.
And then
They ain't dating.
No, they not.
Yes, they are.
They
Listen,
date
here we
young
go.
niggas.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got an
Women
example.
do not date men who make less than them. Stop.
that's not
Man,
okay.
That's not
This
true.
is what
On
I'm
a
saying.
large scale.
Yeah,
On a
large
large
That's what
scale.
I'm saying. All right, so is LeBron James' wife, is she a celebrity?
Yeah.
No. Was she a celebrity before?
No.
Okay, so he found someone who was not a celebrity, someone who is not in the spotlight. And
But you naming somebody that found that girl in high school though.
Okay, but he had the opportunity.
Yeah,
to
but we
go
saying
find
once you
others.
guys got it
We
all,
saying,
you don't
like,
know who to
once you
trust.
got
These
it.
are new
Correct.
women coming in y'all life.
Correct, but okay, so we was just talking about celebrity women. They don't always date a celebrity man. They go and find somebody that's quiet.
Who did that? Give me an example.
A trainer, they always get a trainer.
That is okay true.
That's why I said, can I clean your pool? Because that's the dudes who get close.
Yeah, my girl can't
The
get no
trainers
trainer,
get close. Why do the
My
trainers
girl can't
get
get no
close?
trainer.
Because he working them out.
She said you want to get
He
away from me,
working
yeah, I
them
train
out.
you.
Yeah.
He power tapping like.
What's the
Mother
movie?
Wayne.
Norbit. Norbit, I'm about to go home. I got power tap. He coming over tonight. I need you to stay away. Norbit. How you doing?
Pump me up. No, pump me down.
This honestly feels like, man, like with me at my old jobs and stuff like that, I always had a way with women, and the guys always wanted to be me. You understand? But I never knew I had it like that. I thought everybody.
He
was,
don't believe. So just because you're not in the league, he don't even believe that story. True,
see,
bro.
he think I'm capping.
I never said. I don't.
You smacked
I
your
never
teeth,
said,
though.
No, I'm saying
Joe would have said that. He would
because y'all are making
Right.
y'all are making it seem as though that just because we are famous or celebrity basketball players that we have we can't talk because the first
We
thing
didn't say that.
the way you said it was you guys don't have to do anything but just walk in the room. And yes, sometimes we don't have to do nothing but walk in the room. Sometimes we might not have to do nothing but show up, pull down our car, and somebody might see us.
Sometimes. When do we ever get that?
Shit, it never happened to me.
Okay.
'Cause I'm just trying to get you to see the difference.
dog.
There might be some women that you have to walk up to,
I
but
understand that, but still at the same time, there is people that we still have to go and address. And those are the women that we tend to really have better relationships with because they're not after us for who we are.
absolutely. That's the point I'm making.
So what I'm saying is you got to be able to navigate and talk to these people, and you learn that over time because when you first come in the league, like you said, everybody's flocking to us. The situations where the girl jumped in my car, I was fresh in Orlando. It was probably my second or third year. I'm with my high school teammates. They in the car with me. This lady just decides to jump in the car.
Right.
I've been
And
to
I'm
Orlando
like,
3
what
times.
are you doing?
Never happened.
See, I
to
feel
me.
like the more you use a skill, the more you sharpen it.
Yep.
And because ordinary men have to always try to talk
Yep.
to a girl, we would be better at that than y'all because y'all only have to do this rarely.
you can't say
Joe,
that.
Joe's saying in his case maybe a little bit more than you because he said he didn't really have women flocking to him like that. But I still would say when you guys walk into a room, number one, you guys stand above most men.
I understand
right?
that.
Then you're wealthy, you're known now. It's not going to be as difficult for y'all to do the same things that we would be trying to do.
And see, again, that would be your perception of what we have to deal with. And I get it because this is what you're seeing.
Well, so I see my life as well, right? Before I started doing social media, before I was known doing social media, I still had attention of women, but now it's
Because you
overwhelming.
was-
Now when I go out, they
because
walk
you
up
was
to
the
me in
cat,
front of
you
my
was-
wives.
Why was you getting the attention first?
Because I'm fly. What you mean, why?
Why else was you getting it? Why else was you getting it?
I don't know no other reason. I'm sorry, I'm charming. Let me see.
Because I mean, no.
I'm intelligent.
When you seeing somebody for the first time, that's the only thing that they don't know he's a great guy. They just see him. It's you don't even know certain.
Oh
things
yeah, I'm
like
a great
that.
guy.
The only, but they don't know. Like you can't just walk up and be. that's a great guy. They don't know you, nigga.
Nah.
They gotta like your appearance. That's the only reason somebody will walk up to you. There's no other.
But they don't know that. See,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand. Nobody knows you to like anything else other than the immediate look that she's cute. Let me talk to her. Then you find out the rest.
Who don't know us, who we are.
That's a chance. Not really for you though. I'm not gonna lie, nigga. You on every poster board in the city.
Like
This
happened to me.
and
before.
even if they don't know them, I'll still see them like looking
bro.
like, because they're like shocked that they mesmerized. They're like this tall and.
And it's not rocket
I remember the
science.
lady we
Like,
saw one time in
the
hell.
shoulders up here, bro.
I get it. I get it.
You in the league.
I get everything y'all saying. I just don't
understand what
like,
you're saying too, though.
I don't like the fact that we're getting put off in this category
Of no
saying-
game. I take it back.
not even that. I'm not saying that we have no game, but saying that we don't have to try in order.
As much. That's all I'm saying. As much as normal men.
Y'all just on a small scale.
So Dwight, would you prefer a regular degular woman that's doing an everyday job, or would you prefer like a celebrity that's already in the limelight or a model?
I've mostly dated regular women.
No question.
How's that worked out for you though?
It has been very difficult.
No question.
And I would say it's difficult because
Did they try to use you? Did they try to get stuff
when
from
they
you? Was it
look at
genuine?
I don't think it'd have been no different with a celebrity chick though.
it's not going to be any different.
Because of
It
who you
wouldn't be
are.
no different.
Because of who you are.
'Cause-
It's hard to see you when you got all that with you.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they're going to see you for what you have. And that's
then
what makes it
the
so
only
difficult
thing
about
that-
being
the
successful.
biggest thing that we have to deal with is all they have to do is get on their phone and type in a name. And whatever kind of information, whether true or false, is on the internet. So now they're reading up on all of this stuff, and now they're now they have a certain view of who they think you are based off what they're reading and seeing. So now that kind of makes our relationships harder because we have to deal with outside noise and everybody saying this, that, and the third, about who we are before the person can actually get a chance to know who we are. And on top of that, once they look up everything on us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, then they go see network. Then they go see other things. And now all these factors come into play when we're trying to just have a normal relationship
Absolutely.
with someone. So it's difficult to even have that. When I first got into the league, like Joe know, it was no internet.
Yeah.
It was no social media. It was none of that. So we could go places and still kind of still talk to someone and still get a chance to know.
But still,
who
you
they
almost
are.
7 feet tall, so y'all
Yes,
can't
but it's
hide.
a lot of 7-foot dudes that don't do nothing.
Nothing at all.
Office
That
max.
work at
Nothing
Walmart.
at all.
That's true.
And they
So-
lie and say they could have went pro, but they hurt their knee and they getting coochie off of it.
They might not, but you never know.
They still get
But
bitches just
they
'cause they
might.
tall.
Okay, but anybody. All right, so the ratio for women to
I
men
disagree
is
with
like
that.
20
I
to
done heard
1.
so many women call tall dudes like that clumsy as hell. I don't agree
They
with
saying
that
that to you because they want you.
No, yo.
They don't understand. They be getting lied to.
But to go back to what you said about when they look at him, like they don't know if he's a nice person or not. You know when they already automatically look at it, what they think about when they look at us?
What?
Like we already got a stigma of being assholes because of what they
Sure,
encounter,
dogs,
other
yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? We already got all those types of stigmas. So we do have to be able to reverse that shit through conversation.
And that's difficult.
Yeah, that
That's
ain't
very
easy.
difficult to find. One. Now it makes it difficult when you try to
That's
find
why
one
Kev
when you've
got
had
5.
so.
Two, but who's counting?
Even if you've had so.
Yeah.
If you had a lot, it's hard to now be able to tell. So that's what I would tell younger kids if I was to talk to them. Stick to one if you can find one, or don't have none right now. Just wait. If you can stick to one because it's so many. It's
The
so
more
much,
women, the more chances you have that can happen.
No, it's just the energy that come with
Yeah.
having so many.
Yeah.
You got so many different energies. Now you got all you
Emotions
taking
and
all
feelings
that
and
on
all
you.
that, yep.
So it's like no, and it confused them and it confused you. Now you don't know who's who because you got all these different things going
Right.
around you. Well, she do this, so I like her because of this. and you know she can cook, but this one can't cook, so I don't know if I want to deal with that one. So it's so now you confused, and now guess what? Your focus ain't on what it's supposed to focus on. You're supposed to be locked in on your destiny.
So think about this. Often I'm talking to women about the men they want in their life that they'd like to date. And they often name guys like yourself, right? Very successful guys, athletes, actors, entertainers, right? What I try to explain to them is when you find this guy, he has a ton of women in his face, and it's going to be harder for him to notice you or trust you because he has so many women in his face. Wouldn't you say that's true? Over the average guy, when she meets this guy, it's going to be harder for him to see her value because...
Well, then what kind of value is she bringing? That's what it would go.
Well, you got so many in your face. It's hard to, like you said, it's hard to really kind of find the gem, right?
You gotta have one, and if she don't have the value, or she's not bringing value to you, then she shouldn't be with you.
But
because you need someone who's gonna bring something to the table. What kind of value is she bringing to you and your family and your needs?
Now think about this, like say with Joe, for instance, right? Yourself, all right, that value, wouldn't you say that's hard for you yourself to discover because you're traveling, you at practice all the time, you don't really have time to vet.
That's why.
So all you get is like the shell of this person who presents themselves really nice, and what you think of them is what you projecting onto them because of your character. So you think this is a good woman because you a good person.
That's why it's hard to find the
right
right one.
Average men don't go through that. This is what I'm saying. We have to vet. We have time with the women. Y'all don't. Y'all always off doing y'all thing. Y'all traveling. You see what I'm saying? So everywhere y'all go, y'all
different challenges. Like I get what they're saying. It's different challenges.
That's why it's best to wait. And the right person will fall.
How long would you
into
say
your
wait?
lap.
Like what's a good?
I would say if you haven't met the person before you came into the situation, whether it be money or whatever, fame, celebrity, wait until, like if you're a basketball player, till you retire, till you're finished. Now you got an opportunity to really see if this person is going to be with you when you don't have everything that you used to have. You're not out playing, you're not on TV all the time. I say
it's hard to know. It's really hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's
hard
super
to know, bro.
hard because they like I said earlier, they have sat and watched. Yeah. And now they scheming. They know.
Sometimes they even think that they in love with you until your status changes, and then they learn that they never actually really.
I did a
had
movie.
A deep love with you,
like that. It's called Just Right. One of my. It was crazy. I did the movie because the main character was Queen Latifah, and you know in the movie she didn't look like the type to marry.
Right.
So Common, he wanted the fine girl, which was Paula Patton.
Right.
Now I'm on the movie set like, oh my God, Paula Patton, she's so fine. I just couldn't stop looking at her.
Right.
But then in my head I'm thinking, that might not be the one.
Yeah, it could be a headache.
What I'm saying?
But you know what he's actually saying? Imagine that it's two ordinary girls up here talking to two supermodels or well-known women, right? Yeah. And those two supermodels are trying to convince the normal girls that their life is the same when it comes to. I mean, that's what it sounds like. You know that a beautiful woman gets more attention than an average woman. You know this, and we know a wealthy man gets more attention than a poor man or average man.
So we're in a toss up for real.
But I will
either
say
way you look
what
at
you're saying is it is like even though they might get a lot of attention, I ain't gonna lie, I still wouldn't want to carry the weight that they got to carry in that wealthy position because we ain't got to go through half the.
Well, they have to have very high sexual discipline and financial discipline. You take a young athlete, he just got a bunch of money in his pocket. He got women in his face. He got enough money to buy a drink, whatever he want, travel where he want to go.
They got, I be like, I ain't gonna.
How we gonna learn?
That's why they say
though?
you can tell a person's character when they're up more than you can when they're down. You give a man a bunch of money, it's gonna tell you who he is because now he has access to spend that money how he wants.
Is that really his character, or is that what he developed over time? Because if they didn't have it, that's not their character. It's just they've been exposed to something that they've never had. Like, just think about it. We came into a lifestyle that we've never been exposed to.
See, everything reveals to you a part of you, though. So if you're poor, it's going to show you a part of who you are.
Before I got to the NBA, listen, I didn't have
nothing.
I didn't have anything.
Sure.
I didn't know anything about money. I didn't know anything about women on this type of level. I came in a virgin.
Sure.
To all that. You know what I'm saying? Even to having sex.
Right.
I was a virgin. My first time was 18 right before I got in the NBA.
Yep.
So now I'm in a situation where it's like, oh wow, I can have more.
Right.
And
Exactly.
more,
Yup.
and more
Yup.
and more. It's like on the Matrix, you know, when
But it did speak to a part of who you were, a lack of sexual
But
discipline.
watch
You wanted
this. She
more and
said
more and
that's
more.
good. I said that's bad because if you lose your virginity as an NBA player,
yeah.
the type women, like they said, you're gonna have all these distractions. You're gonna have women trying to get you for the wrong reasons.
And
You don't
now
even
you
know the
don't know.
discernment.
You have no. That's what I mean.
That's the point that I was making
like the
while I was
preacher's daughter.
saying just
That's what I
have
mean by having no
one.
game.
Have one or have
Not
none
recognizing
until
red
it's
flags.
time. Until it's time, because see, when I came in, I didn't, like I said, I was a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
you're a hoe.
there was time where I was.
You ain't the only one, bro.
I was a
ain't
whore.
the only one.
Your peers and everybody
You ain't the
are,
only
are
one, 'cause
like
that's
that.
all
So
you
they
see,
all-
exactly.
yeah.
That's all you see.
That's what I'm seeing. So I'm thinking this is what I'm supposed
Yup.
to do.
Right.
So now, knowing what I know now, that's what I'm saying. I would let a younger person know, yo, bro, that's not the route.
Keep your
It
nose
causes
clean.
so many issues, you know what I'm saying, for your own life. It could cause issues for your future life with
No
your
question.
kids. It could cause issues with the women.
Yep.
Because now you're giving them a false sense of what the situation is. So that's why I'm saying, just stick to one or have
And
none
the saddest
until
part
it's
is
the right time.
Right, because the saddest part is women can be fake, your friends become fake, your own
Yeah.
family
Right.
can become fake.
Yes.
And then when you got these little devices right here, people
Yep.
at any time will try to punish you virtually just because they didn't get from you what they wanted.
Right.
So I often tell young men, it ain't even about who you sleep with. Sometimes it's bad to even be close to a toxic person,
Yep.
period, because
Yep.
just because they was with you, they'll lie on you, and it'll be more
Exactly.
believable because they were with you. It's a very dangerous world because everything you work for, all them layups, all them running across
Can
the
be
court,
taken
can be
away
taken
just
away
real
in a
quick.
moment.
Just
Even
like
even
that.
off your own decision. I've seen athletes sleep with a woman who was willing, and because she didn't want people to see her as promiscuous, she said that you forced yourself. And that public
Right.
opinion alone got you kicked out of the draft. I've seen men go to prison.
Right.
And it's truly sad. So that's why I would tell my son, man, just stay in those books, play ball, and just stay away from it all.
Just that-
So
Stay locked
let me
in.
ask you this. So over the 16 years of your playing career, you earn roughly about $61 million, right? And we read up that, you know, after the NBA combination of taxes, agent fees, it kind of cuts your income to about $18 million. So talk about like what happens when you get all of that money, right? We're talking about money, and the taxes come in and the agents come in, and the next thing you know, you like, damn, where all that goes.
The taxes is the big
who is
thing.
still-
Yo, the taxes.
That's the first part. You
Yo.
know what our tax bracket is?
The taxes.
It's, was it 51?
Yeah,
51%. Damn. Yeah.
51%.
Yeah. So just go ahead and
That's
think about
why-
that.
So
Y'all talking about game and all this women stuff. The taxes is what break your first.
But they don't
Yup.
know that. The public
And it-
perception is that y'all got all that money. I know
No.
that's why people
That's
mistreat you.
what they're going to
Yeah,
tell
you sign
everyone.
61 after your taxes, you getting about 29, 30 million.
Yeah.
Your agent got to get a
Yeah.
piece after
No, that's
that.
just-
before the
before that.
agent.
God damn.
Yeah, that's before that.
Before the
You ain't
agent.
paid nobody.
You
This your
talking
taxes,
about Uncle Sam. But look, we getting taxed in every city that
Every
we
city we
play
put,
in.
right? That's what it's called?
So we're getting taxed by, first of all, everything that's 51%.
Yeah.
Then every place we go
Then
to is
state to
taking a
state,
tax.
we taking it,
And
yep.
then also you got your agent that might be 2-4%. Then
properties you
marketing is
own.
15% or 10%.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to deal with
Then you
all
have
of
to
this
cut
stuff.
the lawyer in if he was,
Yes,
Yeah.
all
and you
that.
got to remember the agent's getting a percentage off of what they made at the top, not after taxes, right?
They're
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
the first
exactly.
Damn.
They getting what? Not after taxes.
Explain,
Yep.
so explain how that how that happens in a league to where you think like 100 mil. Oh, I'm about to go crazy. You bought a house already.
Right.
You bought a car
Probably
already.
done made a bunch of promises to their loved ones.
Yeah.
You done told your uncle, hey, I got you.
Right.
And then when it finally get down to you, and then I think you get paid on the 1st and 15th on top of that. So like you still don't get the lump sum that's left after that.
Right.
Break
Everybody
that
got
down.
their hand out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's obviously broken down yearly first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So break it down yearly, and then, like you said, we get out of that year. I think the most I made was like 6 a year.
Yep.
So out of that, Out of that 6, that's cut down to 3 already. And then after that 3, you gotta, from that 6, first, like you said, you gotta pay the agent out of that 6.
That's 2%.
So that's 2% of that 6, not the 3 that's been chopped in half. You know what I'm saying? So that's coming off the top there too. And then, like, with my deal, it took me almost 3 years to become a millionaire.
Damn.
And I was making $3 million a year.
Man.
Because of all the taxes and
yeah.
everything that comes.
So you was in the league, and it took you 3 years to actually accumulate $1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
God.
So it's not like, unless you got a major deal,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like if you got something like that, like my rookie deal was 3 years, $9 million.
And just to add like a little context to what we talking about, right? Like when you came in, it was, I ain't trying to be 95, but
you got it.
So just for an example, Kobe Bryant's highest paid year in the NBA was $25 million, right? That was 2016. That's Kobe.
Wow.
Brooke Lopez gets $25 million right now.
Right now.
And he's the 57th highest paid person in the entire NBA. So what y'all was getting paid in 95 is nothing like what they getting paid
and
today.
And it just keeps going up. But still at the same time, they still running the same game.
Yeah.
Yep.
The players still got to get taxed. They getting, think about it. Even if somebody's getting 200 M's, he's still getting 51% taxed on that.
Yep.
So even with that being said, this is why I hate the fact that anytime somebody getting paid, especially they do it a lot with NBA and NFL, it's plastered everywhere. I don't see it, no offense to no baseball players and hockey players and stuff. The only time they really did it was the 700 M's guy. But they're not plastering. They're not plastering what they're making. They're not plastering all the things that's going on, and they're not telling the world the stuff that we have to go through to be able to get our checks.
Right.
What you mean by that? What you got?
Well, we just told you some of that. The 51%. Then you got to get your agent a fee.
Yep.
Then you got marketing fee. Then if you have another lawyer, that's a fee for the lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And then now what we have to deal with is people wanting to sue us for any and everything. Yep. So now with that being said, when somebody sue us, we have to usually, if somebody sues us, pay for their lawyers.
Yep.
Simply because
we have the higher,
yep.
we have the more money than them. Damn. So we have to pay their lawyers. So it's like we have targets on our back, and somebody's always looking for a way to scheme and always get to us no matter what it may be.
And you said that when it gets plastered on the internet, your net worth and stuff, like you mentioned before that you get calls, like, because they seeing the amount that they think you got. You said you got a call, people asking you $35 million. So now you got your homeboys, you got the women,
for $35
you got all types of people calculating, they counting your pounds.
Way to get some of your money.
Yep.
So how do you create like healthy boundaries? Because of course
it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
The only boundary you can create is don't have nobody around you, because you don't know. It's like you can't trust. I tell
like the
my
best
kids
boundaries
this.
You could probably have is your teammates.
See, I mean mainly just like
that's the best boundaries you can
balancing
have.
like privacy, because they see your net worth and your contracts publicly, right? So they're obviously gonna have expectations, especially the ones that's really close to you, right? How do you tell them? Do you tell them the truth about what you actually make? Because I'm saying, how do you have that balance of privacy?
Then they still gonna try to find a way to scheme what you got.
Yeah.
So
still more than they got.
And then okay, so what's more powerful than money? Information. So now if you're giving somebody information on what you have,
they even more powerful.
My God. Now they can use that against you at any moment.
I would think it'd be a little bit, I guess, a lighter letdown if they know you don't have all of what they think you have.
No.
They take
it's still way more than
exactly.
It's still more than they got.
All they
They're
see
not
is
even
M's.
looking at that. They're looking at the big picture.
All they see is
All they
M's.
see in the big picture, like
You can tell somebody you got 10,000, they gonna
find
figure out how they can get $1,000 out of you.
Yeah.
They gonna get $100 out of
$200,000. You can give me $400,000. That's nothing to you.
I just see a lot of
What you
athletes-
mean? $400,000
still $400,000.
If you give somebody $400,000, really, if you give somebody that, you got to have $800,000.
No question.
You see what I'm saying?
So is there a way to maintain healthy relationship with your closest friends and family without having to get them something? Or like how would you say, is that possible?
If they're not after money, if their goal is to really love you for you, then that's the only way. Other than that, you will have a tough time knowing, because it's like the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not money. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love
absolutely.
So when people love money so much, they will do anything to get it from you. They will lie, kill, steal, cheat. They will do anything to get some money, and that's the problem, because people are hungry,
Shame
now,
on
especially
your name,
in the world we
anything,
live in.
I
Right
want to
now.
ask both of y'all, what's the craziest amount of money that got stolen? And like, who
From
was
me?
it? Was it someone? Both.
Oh, okay. Go. I'll let you go, Joe.
Like
you got money stolen before? Like, what's the craziest money?
Oh yeah, shoot, I had female. I went through a situation in LA right after I retired. After I went through my first divorce with my first wife. I met a young lady out there in LA, and you know, we was kicking it for a minute, and then I realized I get a call from my financial advisors asking me, when did I start writing all these checks? Because I'm not a check writer. You know what I'm saying? I got my cards, you know what I'm saying? I got some cash. So she was like, when you start writing all these checks? I never known you to be a check writer. I said, what checks? I don't write checks.
Yeah.
She was like, we got 12 checks that you wrote.
12. God damn.
And it was for like $109,000. Broken, like all of, calculated up. But this is after I retired, after my divorce, like I just gave my ex-wife everything, and this is what I'm living on now. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I know you wanted to.
So
How long did you know her? How much did you trust her? Because this is what I mean.
yeah,
That's why
I
this is
knew
what I'm
her
talking about right here.
a few months, and
You see
So-
how crazy that is?
Yeah.
So what about
Few
you?
months.
So what's the craziest amount someone stole from you?
$7 million.
dang,
Nah,
How? When?
Hell no.
What?
Somebody stole $7 million.
million.
I'll be ready to go to war.
It was a part of my agent.
How you find that out?
That one hurt. That one hurt.
Where
Like,
was you when you found out? Like, what was your mental when you found out?
What was my mental? My mental was I wanted to find him and beat the hell out of him.
Oh God, $7 million.
Like I wanted to kill him.
yeah, bro.
How you steal $7 million? Think you gonna get away with that? Like nobody gonna notice this shit gone, bro. It's $7 million, bro.
But see, it was like a scheme. It was a group of people who was all in it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
got you.
And so my plan that I had was I was looking to buy the Atlanta Dream.
Okay.
The basketball team for women.
Okay.
And so I was like, man, I want to really do this because I got 2 daughters. One day they're going to want to play basketball. I can set it up to where they can play for the Atlanta Dream one day when they get older.
Right.
And so we put this little group together. And at the time, the NBA, because I was still playing, the NBA said that I couldn't own the team outright myself.
Because you were still playing.
Because I was still
Yeah.
playing.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, I can have a group be like the face of the team right now, and then I could be behind the scenes making all the decisions and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
I had talked to the GM. I had talked to the owners from the team. Like I really thought that this was going to be my team. So I gave the group the money. And the next thing I know, I didn't hear from the people no more. They started disappearing. And then I looked online. Well, it was breaking news. They said that some other people had bought the Atlanta Dream. And I had even called my mom and told her before that, I said, Ma, I'm going to send you some whole bunch of Dream stuff. I'm the owner of the Dream. I'm happy than a mug. My mom, she had season tickets. I would make sure she went to all the games.
All the games, yeah.
And they took the money, and I hardly never heard from them. And the conversations got less and less and less from my agent. And then he kept saying, man, they won't call me back now, man. I can't get in contact with them. I'm like, man, you lying.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what y'all got going
Right.
on? And I really trusted this agent because he's my agent. So he has a duty to tell the truth and be honest with me.
No question.
But these agents, these lawyers, all these people be scheming, they be lying, and they got the same motive, and that's to take from you. So it's like you really can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
So that's why I be telling my kids all the time, the world don't care. They don't care about you.
Right.
So you got to have all your stuff in order yourself.
Yep.
And I'm like, you got to really train these kids on how to move in this society. Because I don't want my son to have to, or my daughters, or anyone to have to deal with losing hella money, because that's what I work for. Like blood, sweat, and tears.
Right,
I'm up
exactly.
in the morning at 4 a.m. I'm going to the gym. I'm busting my ass running. I'm lifting all these heavy weights for 20 years. That's a long time for somebody to take your money like that. Yeah. So it's like, man, just be careful with what you got, whether that be for a dude, whether that be your shit, your money, whatever it is.
Speaking of taking money,
yourself.
it was said, and you can speak on this too, because I don't know if you ever spoke on it or not, but you was on one of the craziest, bizarre contracts of all time.
Oh, I was about to talk about right after you finished.
So the media, right? They said you turned down an $80 million contract offer to take a 1-year, $1.75 million deal in Minnesota, which is way below market value. Talk about that experience with Minnesota and like what really happened during that time.
The thing is, I was with, before I went to Minnesota, I was playing in Philadelphia. I obviously got drafted by the Warriors. I got traded 2.5 years to Philadelphia, finished out the season in Philadelphia, and became a free agent. Minnesota was one of the teams that I was, looking to go into because of the roster, what I'm saying, the squad they had. They was looking to move KG to the 3. I was gonna play the 4.
That's tough.
And
KG the 3.
yeah, and so what we did, my agent and I, what we did in order for me to get my bird rights with Minnesota, I had to do 3 1-year deals. So it wasn't a $80 million deal offer.
So that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Cause they trying to make it look like you Dennis Schroeder's joint, where you had like an $80 million and you took 1.7.
Nah. So what happened? I did it 3 years to get my bird rights with Minnesota, and then after that, I was going to sign a long-term deal with Minnesota. But halfway through that, my agents and them, going back to the agent, people that you trust and people that you really, think got your best interest at heart, they did an under-the-table deal without my knowledge.
Which included
which was
what?
the 80-something million.
So they took the 80.
Nobody got it.
Okay.
Because after the league found out that they did the under-the-table deal. So
explain the under-the-table deal for people watching. Like what happened?
So what they did, what I found out later on is they worked out a deal with the owner, because the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was sick or whatever, going through some stuff, and they didn't think that he would be around by the time my deal was to come up. So what they did a under-the-table deal where at the end of the 3 years that I would get, was it 6 years, $86 million or 80-something million a year. But it came out.
Yeah.
Like it was 2 agents working together, and they went through their situations amongst each other, and they ended up going to court, fighting for certain players under their client, some of the clients, you know what I'm saying? So it was a younger dude and it was an older guy agent. A lot of us young guys wanted to stay with the younger agent.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So when they going through court, going through their legal battles, legal issues, it comes out in court. So
you didn't know about it?
I had no idea about it.
That's crazy.
It comes
Where was you at when you find this out? You just like, what?
I'm in Minnesota still. And I can't remember if the season was going on. We were about to start a new season. But in order for me to play that year, I would have either had to become a free agent, sign somewhere else, and then that allowed me to come back the following year to Minnesota, or I would have had to sit that entire year out as a suspension or whatever,
So they fumbled that for sure.
Yeah, they fumbled it for sure. And so what I did, I just And a lot of people in Minnesota to this day, they think it was my fault, think it was something that I did under the table. So for me to be able to answer that question and put it out there, I appreciate it. But I had nothing to do with it. And the entire time, I'm thinking I'm working my way up to building my bird rights in Minnesota where I wanted to be. And David Stern sent me to Detroit after everything went out.
Yeah, that's a punishment for sure.
That was
Hey, shout out to all my people in Detroit, man. I got family out there, man. Going to Detroit is a punishment, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I lost out on a good deal.
Sheesh.
Dang.
So take these misconceptions that you have through the media misreporting things or agents misdoing things. Mm-hmm. Okay, what about like in your personal life through like obviously the women that you take in? Mm-hmm. Have you ever been? Of course, we know the situation with the infamous situation that recently happened. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you like to correct about that? Any narratives you like to straighten out about that?
First off, everyone that's seen it know how the situation, how it started. Mm-hmm. But then it just went too far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It went too far. Got to a position to where, it's just embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you don't even want to go outside, you know what I'm saying? Because, people going to recognize you and people seeing what they're seeing, and now you're kind of embarrassed about what you're going through. Mm-hmm. And or embarrassed about what you may have lost, or embarrassed about just the entire overall situation. And I just want to let folks know that regardless of what y'all might think about me or about us as players or about celebrities in general, that we go through shit.
Absolutely,
we go through shit. When I first retired, it was I thought I was gonna play one more year, but as soon as I retired, I went through my first divorce, and it was like months apart. So I'm like, damn, basketball season over, my family gone.
Do you think that correlated though? Sorry to cut you off, but you think like the divorce happened because you were no longer in the league, able to provide?
The thing about it is I know a lot of guys that's retired now. I know a lot of guys that was married during their basketball career. Yeah. That it happened to. Yeah. Like soon as the ball stopped bouncing, the divorce papers come. Damn. So it happens a lot, and
that's crazy.
I really didn't realize it until it happened to me.
To me, I feel like it'd be almost feeling like you're in a real life Truman Show. If you ever saw that movie, it's Jim Carrey. He has a whole fake world around him. Uh-huh. His wife is fake. His friends are fake. Right. And he finds out in the worst way that these people were never there to begin with for him. But they were just, kind of hired to be there.
And with mine, I was told, at the end, I was told, we're gonna do we're gonna try to be, do separation. Mm-hmm. My ex-wife, we're gonna do separation. So I was like, okay. So we had a investment home that I was staying in, not too far from where her and the kids were staying, and thinking we're doing the separation thing, and not even a week later, divorce papers come. Hit me.
That was planned.
Take this recent thing, right? As I watch it go through online, the first initial thing, of course, you guys are in the house, you have an argument. Mm-hmm. The next thing you know is interview after interview after interview. I even interviewed you guys. Right. She said some things that I thought was egregious. Right. Hard to accept for any man hearing that, right? Yeah. And the first thing I think is social media is a hell of a drug. Mm-hmm. I mean, she used to sing. Obviously, she's been behind the camera before. Right. But social media can bring out a part of you that you don't even know is there half the time.
And that's what surprised the hell out of me too.
Right. And I see you going through it too with baby mothers and whatnot speaking on you in social media. Mm-hmm. I actually think it's just going to get worse because we got these devices in our hand and they get rewarded. Right. People, they get their 5 minutes of fame through really demoralizing you guys. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with it? I know it's stressful because I've had people lie on me, but I'm not at you guys' level. Right. So I can only imagine it's magnified, right? I've lost sleep over it. Right. My mentality has been brought down. Depression sets in, and you feel this need to want to defend yourself and write everything that they say. It seems that you do excellent when it's just being close to you for so long, it seems like he just takes it all. It's crazy, man, how he handles that.
I never seen somebody smile more.
That's why I like. That's why because we're a lot alike.
Yeah,
and that's why you know what I'm saying.
So, what advice would you offer? How do y'all deal? Well, maybe I'm listening too because I can't stand when somebody lies on me, man.
Well, how I look at it is, it's not a battle of flesh and blood. It's really a spiritual battle, and I see it that way. And I know that it's really not even that person; it's the spirit that they have allowed to use them and say those things and act in that certain way. So what I do is, man, I really just, it's hard, but I pray for them.
That's it.
I pray for them. And I know a lot of people like, why would you pray for somebody that's continually trying to hurt you? Right. Like, why would you pray for them?
How do you manage to keep a strong mental? Like, because I know it has to.
Because
that's hard.
It is hard, but I realize, like, I can't allow my will to be broken. So I look at it as your soul consists of three things: mind, will, and emotions. If you allow somebody to break your soul, which is breaking your mind, your will, and your emotions, then they win. They win. So I can't. My will has to be stronger than theirs. My emotions have to be balanced. And my mind has to be in check, knowing that I can't allow them to take my soul.
Powerful stuff.
Because it is very difficult. Like I've seen, you know, my son's mom say so many things about me, like hurtful things, you know, things about my character, things that she said I've done to her. And these things are not even who I am, remotely not even close to who I am. So instead of me getting mad and saying, man, I want to go off on her, I want to tell the world, I just get in my secret place and I pray for her spirit and I pray for her soul that it don't overcome and overtake her for a very long time for the sake of my children, because they're going to get old enough one day and they're going to see it and they're going to have their opinion about what they saw. So I'm like, I don't want my kids to ever see me allowing someone, even as close as my kids' moms, to break my will, break my emotions, and make my mind go into a whole different, what we call crash out. Because as an NBA player, celebrity, famous person, whatever it may be, your mind has to be so strong because you deal with so much on a daily basis. So you can't, and it's very difficult. Kevin been around me. We've been very, very close friends for years. Right. And he's never seen me bash my kids' moms, no matter what they've said. I
would have been talking stone shit.
And he could say, he's tried to say things, and I'm like, man, regardless, these my kids' moms, regardless. And I love them because they take care of my children. I could never say nothing against them, especially publicly. Even if they say stuff about me publicly, I won't do it because my kids are going to get older one day.
Exactly.
And they're going to see.
No question.
See, for me, someone with ill intent, I have to treat them as such. It'd be very difficult for me to just
take a certain ilk.
Give them
I
any
totally
grace,
understand
man.
that, but then you're giving them the power over you. You can never
But what
let
you
them
do,
have
you
power
recognize
over
you have no power,
But you
really
do.
at all. Well, I
You
mean,
got
over
all
yourself
the-
you do,
You got
right?
all the power. You got all the power.
Well, Dwight, my question is, you say you pray for them, but do you pray for the people in the media outlets too? Let's just say Cameron and Mace.
I do. I forgive them. Because I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want that on my spirit. I forgive them because they don't know what they're doing.
You see, it's not.
that's the
I
same
don't think
thing.
it's personal. It's because they're thinking about the monetary gain and the likes and clicks that
And that's
come
the
from
same
this.
thing
And that's
I
why
do.
They don't
everybody
know.
takes
They don't know me personally. They don't know just what I deal with.
Right.
They don't know none of
But
this
they're
stuff.
unintentionally
So,
taking part in the demise of our reputations and
and
images.
it's not right. It is wrong for them to do that. But again, at the end of the day, they will have to deal with that. At some point in their life, it's gonna come back to them.
So
That's
Joe,
what
I know, you know, your wife, she's going on like several media outlets,
Right.
talked, got a chance to say her point of view. But then the Cam and Mace video happened where she went on, and of course, the massage. I felt like that was a step that was kind of past just giving her perspective of what was going on.
Exactly.
What was going on through your mind watching that, just as a man? Like, what's
I
going
ain't
on?
watch it, but I heard about it.
Yeah,
I heard about it. Yeah, but I mean, as a man, you know what I'm saying, you ready to do something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
for sure.
saying? You ready to do something, and I mean, it's just disrespect, But at the same time, I feel like she put it out there.
Did you? I mean, obviously, I can't ask. Did you see that coming? But are you surprised when you see these type of decisions being made to go to the extent to like do certain things like that for clicks and views? Is that surprising at all?
I mean, it's not as surprising as it was before, but it's still some shock value to it.
You definitely seemed shocked when I was interviewing.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
guys.
Yeah,
The
it's some
tension
shock
was so
value
thick.
to it. Yeah,
right. You could cut the tension with a knife.
exactly.
What I saw in that was that she's fighting. Men are mostly confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
We use our strength to fight, but often women use their words.
Right.
And it's a mental battle.
Right.
And some of the things that she was saying on that interview, check it out, Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factory, YouTube. Check that out.
Good plug.
But just want to plug that in there.
Yeah.
But on that video, in the interview, man, you could tell she was at war with you. Now, that's what I said to myself. She's fighting you. That's why she keeps saying things that would be so hurtful.
So hurt, yeah,
but
exactly.
So downright
Those are projections. They're projecting what is inside of them.
Right.
Out of the mouth, the heart speaks.
Yep.
So when somebody's
And
speaking
that's how I took
things, it's a projection of how they're feeling on the inside.
That's how I took
Out of
it.
the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yes.
You're absolutely correct.
So
Yeah.
Like spitting it, Dave. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. It's true.
You shouldn't allow what somebody's trying to project to
Right.
change your emotions, because that's what they want.
That's
That's
what they
what they
want.
want. So
Yep.
obviously, what she was doing was trying to get him to change his emotions towards her and lash out and say something back. But it shows you how strong-willed he is, because he did not combat her. He didn't come back.
Right.
When his stoicism broke, he just left. And I noticed that also with the first initial video.
Right.
Want
You
to say
leave during those
anything,
moments.
it make
That's
him wanna
wise.
do
Yeah.
or say anything, but instead he rather walk away
Sure.
than to allow his ear gates and his eyes to be able to see and hear.
And pull me out of character.
And pull
Absolutely.
him out of
Pull
who
me
he
out of
is.
character,
That's
yep.
the whole thing. Because now, what happens if he does do something back? Now, everything that has been said about him, people are
Exactly.
going to say, it's true.
Yep.
He did it.
Yep.
Because look now. But now they can't say anything. And so that what that also does is make the other person mad too. Because they like, what can I say?
I
What
done
can I
pushed
do?
every button and
I done
he's
pushed
still like,
all-
yup.
Yeah. So that's when all you
No
gotta
response
do
might be the best
is
response. They get up
stand.
on
You gotta
It is, but it's
stand
so
strong.
difficult. It's
It's
easier
tough.
said
It
than done.
is.
It takes
That's the
different
murder.
for sure.
That's the murder.
I used to say, don't throw any
No
more wood on the
response?
fire.
I'm
Don't throw
I'm
any more
going
wood on the
with
fire.
Throw
because
more wood
it's-
on the
right.
fire,
And that's
but
the
you gotta
murderous one.
think, this is why.
That's what they hate.
And no offense to nobody, this is
Especially when
why
they trying to get you
he
going.
was number one. This is why I was number one, because we had to withstand everything that came against us
Yeah.
to be the number one pick.
Are you putting on blinders like you know this is
You gotta
happening, but
put
you gotta
on
convince
every
yourself
type of
it's not?
blinders, but your
Focus on
mind-
the prize.
Yeah.
Your mind has to be stronger than anything. That's why I said mind, will, and emotions make up your soul. Your will has to be strong.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to get you to the top. He willed himself to the top. He wasn't known. Coming out of high school, he wasn't known. He willed himself to the number one pick. He willed himself and his team and got 40 and 20. He willed himself from the summertime to the end of the year to say, we going to be one of the best teams. It was in my will at the age of 10 that I told my dad, I'm going to be the first pick in the draft, Dad.
Yep.
And nobody going to be there but me. And I willed my way there. I used my will to get there. Then my mind was made up and my emotions was at balance. So that's the message for the kids and people out there. Your will has to be strong. Your emotions got to always be in check. And your mind, you can't let nobody shatter or break your mind, because that's what people will try to do. It don't matter. It was his wife. the person that he slept with, the person that he laid with and confided with. That
Took
was
vows with.
come on.
This is what I
now-
mean. That's a marriage contract. That's a holy sanctity, right? But
Yeah.
then you have people who will violate NDAs, confidentiality agreements,
Yeah.
just your
Right.
simple trust.
Yeah.
And I teach my sons, that your trust for a person is no indication that they won't lie to you, manipulate
No
you,
question.
be loyal, any of that.
No question.
But when it comes to like somebody weaponizing social media, your own image against you, right? Okay, you realize you can't control them. You can demand that they stop. You can beg and plead for them to
Right.
stop. They only do it more because they realize they're bothering
They
you.
realize exactly.
Would you say there's any preventative measures that a young man could take?
The preventative measures is trust no one, not even yourself.
Yeah.
Trust the spirit that's flowing through people.
Yeah.
Don't trust nobody. Nobody's to be trusted. Why? Because at any moment they could change. At any moment they could do something. It's just like if I'm at
It's
the
so-
house
it's
and
so
I
true.
ask
It's
and I
crazy.
ask my mom to wake me up at 7:30. Do I trust my mom? Yes, but something might happen where she can't get up at 7:30.
Exactly.
So I gotta be able to get myself up. You can't trust no one, not even yourself. You have to trust the spirit that's flowing through people. And that takes a lot of discernment, and it takes getting alone. A lot of people don't like to be alone. They like to have crowds,
People,
people,
yup.
and all that stuff. And see, all of us have went through it. We've had entourages. We've had all these different things. But once we got alone, we're able to see clearly and hear the correct voice. So it takes time, and it takes the right and proper guidance. All of us as young athletes, we had a target on us at every angle. The biggest targets were the number one picks. Number one, that means that you was the best of the best that year. Nobody in the world was better than you. So now you got a target on the court. You got everybody coming after you on the court. Then off the court, you got women, you got lawyers, you got bankers, you got your friends, your cousins, you got your old
Cousins you didn't even know you
you
had.
got all
You get
these
them, you get
people.
them cousins.
Yeah, they coming after you for one main reason, to steal, kill, and destroy, so you won't reach your destination.
So you talk about how y'all came in. Y'all came in as number one. Talk about the end, like towards retirement, towards like trying to find a home. I know
Right.
you played for 13 different teams.
12.
12.
12
You played
different
for how many? 8? 9 different teams. So talk about the adjustments of going from team to team and just wanting to finally find a home where you could retire. Talk about like the end stage of that.
I don't think you can find a home.
There's
Your
no
home
way.
gotta be here. Your home gotta be here because it's so you dealing with so much on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. You dealing with, first of all, you got 14 teammates, so you're dealing with all those types of energy.
The cycles all the time.
And you don't know who you're gonna be
Right,
your
exactly,
teammate
you know
next
what I'm
year.
saying?
You
Yep.
don't know how
This
this
locker room will
the
look real
person
different
next
to
to
you.
you
Yeah,
might
exactly.
be jealous of you. They might hate your stinking guts, but they'll smile in your
They
face.
probably telling reporters all the inside stuff that's going on in the locker room.
Everything. So you got to deal with all of this on
Never
a daily
know.
basis. Then you got the ownership. You got the GMs. You got all these people. They could be saying stuff about you. So that's why I said your mental fortitude. And for Joe,
strong.
myself, to be able to come out of what we're in and have our minds, that's the most powerful thing, because it's a lot of guys now who have crashed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe, that's why.
Stress
Let me
takes a
ask you. You
toll.
play for 12 different teams in the NBA, going city to city, living in all these different cities.
Right.
How tough was that for you when you finally decided to settle down, or where you want to get a home and things like that?
I mean, it was tough for me because about halfway through my career, when I was like 25, 26, that's when I got married for the first time. So I had my wife, and we had 2 kids, my son and my daughter, and she had a daughter that I adopted.
Okay.
So we had 3 kids, and each time, it seemed like I was getting traded every year. It seemed like, if I wasn't a free agent, but each time we had to pack everybody up. You know what I'm
So
saying?
they went to every city.
Until we eventually, talked about it.
Yeah,
and
okay.
we found a place in Arizona, Scottsdale. So they eventually started staying there, and then it was just me by myself, traveling. And whenever things happen, it was a little bit easier to pick up. But still, I mean, it's no easier when you're trying to you know, you getting traded or you know, you're going from team to team, trying to pick up different systems. Like you said, you got different teammates, got different general managers that might not want you there sometimes or may want you there, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that we got to deal with that, you know, that is not out there for the public eye. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. And
one of those teams you was on was the Cleveland Cavaliers when y'all played. You can't leave the episode without talking about that.
I hate they bring this up. Dwight, that's why he smile. I hate this. Go ahead, Moo. Go ahead,
what
bro.
do you got to say?
How was it like playing with LeBron? Like, what was y'all expectation? You know, y'all thinking y'all about to go
finals, man.
The puppets was already made, bro. The puppets was already made. We was going
to the finals. What you mean?
I had one at the crib, man. I had a puppet. This dude came out of nowhere, man.
But the thing is, man, I mean, I think we beat Washington the first series.
That was a tough series, too.
Yeah, and then we knew, you know, once we faced Orlando, it was going to be even tougher. You know what I'm saying? This Rashad playing out of it, shooting that mug, lights out, big fella in the middle holding it down, Turkaloo. I mean, they had a good squad. So, I mean, it was, we knew we had our hands full. Did we go, where we go?
Us 4-1.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pissed. 4-1. Yeah.
4-1 is great. And then the
buzzer beater was the one. Yeah.
The one you
the
got.
buzzer beater was the one. But
the commercial. What was it?
It was the puppet commercial.
Like,
that's my puppet. Pull his shorts up, man. God, they ain't got no shorts.
That's crazy.
What the hell going on?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I had my puppet, man. I had the Bron puppet.
Yeah, I know y'all had a puppet, but they made me a puppet too. Yeah. He kind of went through it just like I did, but
that puppet crazy.
The puppet ball like he ball like Braun right now.
Too many cats. It wasn't too many cats that when you know what I'm saying, I had to look over my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you going.
And I know I asked you this off cam, but I got to ask you this on cam now. I hope it don't take too much time. But you got a chance to play against Jordan and with Bron. Those are two of the people who are most talked about as two of the greatest players of all time.
Right.
I will ask you, since you got a chance to play against Jordan, play with Bron, got to see the process, who in your opinion is the GOAT?
Joe Smith.
Nah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I ain't grew up a Jordan fan. I grew up a Magic fan. So for me, the closest thing to Magic, Bron.
Bron got to be.
You know what I'm saying? So
more athletic.
I mean, it's taking nothing away from. Obviously, can't take nothing away from Jordan.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, you know, you got the most points in NBA history.
Hey, say no more, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Say
He's
no
like
more, man. We locked in.
Top 5 in assists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like the numbers don't lie. So it's close.
I'm agreeing, man. I've been saying that for a while. They say I'm biased because I'm from Cleveland.
You're from Cleveland.
Yeah, but I'm just.
I mean, I can be a little bit biased too because I played with Bron. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But nah.
Jordan. My the year they lost 10 games, they went 72-10.
Yeah.
When we played them in Golden State, halftime we was up 20.
Damn.
They came back.
Yeah, we about to bust their ass, yo.
Damn, man, came back from 20 at half?
Third quarter,
They wouldn't
third quarter.
They weren't even shooting threes like this in 90.
Third quarter, they came back from 20.
They weren't even shooting threes like that, bro. So that's
like, they flipped the switch. They hit a switch at halftime, bro. And like, well, nothing we can do, bro.
Yeah. Man, wow. Well, thank you, first of all, Captain Joe Smith.
Oh, good.
For coming on the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard.
I appreciate you.
My co-host Snipe.
Yes, sir.
The
Appreciate
DC
you
Sniper.
Appreciate y'all.
Shoulder Snipe.
Yes,
Shoulder Snipe is crazy.
And then the guru himself.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for joining here, the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard, where we hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. Y'all have a blessed one.
Peace.
Remember, like, subscribe, and comment so y'all can see more episodes like today. Love you guys. Peace and love.
Peace.